everyone. This is Tia Torres, and welcome to another Wild Instincts. And I must say that I am enjoying telling my story of how I became a dog trainer, but how I was taught more by other types of animals than actual humans. And, I never really took the career on as a traditional dog trainer. Like, I volunteered my time at all the animal shelters in Los Angeles. I worked in the film industry, but, I didn't go full force on it. And I think for that reason that a lot of people go, wait, you train dogs? Um, so, but again, I am so blessed, even though I never say that word, to have learned from the best. And yes, good humans were involved, but these animals, I wish every dog trainer could be around the type of animals I was prior to becoming a dog trainer, because it gives you such an appreciation for, our four-legged best friends. Besides the actual motions of actually doing the training, one of the things that I had to learn first and foremost is that I was working around different types of animals. And I equate that now to different breeds of dogs, okay? But for example, and I know I'm repeating myself, but I just got to remind you because it was such an honor. We worked around an elephant, lions, both male and female, leopards, both spotted leopard and black leopards, tigers, bears, orangutans, chimpanzees, and rhesus monkeys. And because I was primarily with the wolf dogs, I still had to learn these other animals in case I was needed as a backup trainer, which I was on quite a bit. Now, mind you, we're still in the days of what they call prep training. We're still in the U.S. We're still training and putting formal training on the wolf dogs and all the other animals. To be fair, the other animals had a one-up on my wolf dogs because they already had some training on them. My wolf dogs were just new at this. But I still had to learn certain things. For example, one of the things that I observed, which I still use to this day, and I'm going to try to explain it to you and give you a good visual. So the traditional hand signal combined with verbal cue to tell a dog to sit is your palm up, okay, in front of the dog, and you kind of just raise it, and you say sit, and you raise your hand up. Again, palm up, raise up. Well, I quickly saw that everybody there did it completely different. They palm down, basically their index finger or maybe their two fingers were like in a pointing, like you're pointing at somebody, and they would go up towards the sky and kind of arc over. Oh my God, I'm actually doing it as I'm explaining it to you. Okay. And they would raise it up and arc over, and that would basically, it was rocking the animal back into a sit. Now, I was told that, and again, it was their way, didn't make it wrong, is that because most of the animals they worked with were larger than them, were taller than them, they wanted to make a bigger visual cue. So raising their hand up in the air and bringing it more to the animal's eye line, and then arching over kind of tilted the animal back because the animal was watching your hand. That was their theory. And to this day, I use it. Even my kids do. We all learn that way. So it was just really cool to learn all these things. Things like with the tigers. Now, I didn't work much around the leopards, the baby leopards I did, but not the African lions, but mainly the tigers. And I was taught very quickly that when you're rewarding the tiger with his treat, we'll call it, which was like a chunk of chicken or a chunk of steak, and you put it on like a feeding stick, or they would put it in a frying pan, and the frying pan handle was taped to a long stick so you could stick it out to them. If you dropped it, and again, this is a reflex. We've all done it, right? As a dog trainer, you go to give a dog a treat, he drops a treat, your reflex is to go and pick it up, right, off the ground and give it to him. Yeah, you don't do that with a tiger. It will take your hand off, because what's theirs is theirs, and you have to remember that they're still a tiger. So, in working around the tigers, because I don't know why, but I kind of migrated towards them in addition to the wolf dogs. So I got to learn, like, for instance, when walking them through a particular area, keep them away from objects because they would reach out and grab them, and what's theirs is theirs. And just to jump into a different story, I worked on the Jay Leno show, again, years after this. And I was walking a young tiger, but it was still big. Okay. And we weren't paying attention. So it was the lead trainer, myself, and another trainer. Actually, if I told you his name, you would know him, because he had a TV show also. But we weren't paying attention. I don't want to get him in trouble along with myself. And on movie sets, they have like all the light stands and all the lights, right? And they use sandbags at the bottom of these light stands to weigh them down so they don't tip over. Yeah, well, we weren't paying attention. Got too close, and the tiger just reached out and swiped a hold of the sandbag and just got around that thing with both claws, both paws, and like, you think a dog growl is scary? Try pissing off a tiger. And it took quite a bit of coaxing with food and whatever to get him off that sandbag, okay? So these are just the things we got to learn, and I got to learn and appreciate the difference in all the different species of animals. But the most important thing I learned, no matter what animal I worked with, in appreciating who they were and what they were, is that at a moment's notice, they could kill you. Straight out. So if you think you're going to be the alpha, and I'm throwing that word around for a reason because all these trainers now do that, right? You got to be the alpha. If you think you're going to be the alpha by physically forcing that tiger or that bear or that African lion to do what you want, yeah, lights out, baby. So you had to build a relationship with these animals. Okay? You had to have a mutual respect for each other. Because like I said, they could kill you. And the only reason they did not, it was because based on your relationship. So here I am working around animals, like the elephant, for example. You really? You're going to try an alpha role an elephant? Old dog whisperer, you? Yeah, I'm throwing out names. Oh, hey, Dog Daddy. Y'all know who he is, right? The goofball on YouTube? Uh-huh. Yeah, go ahead. Put a rope around a Bengal tiger's neck and whip him around like you do with those poor dogs in your class and show him who's boss. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We all know how that would all turn out, right? So for me, having that understanding and appreciation and respect, by the time I got on to dogs, they were welcoming. It was just like, oh, you're so easy. You're so nice. But I didn't take advantage of the fact that they only weighed 50 pounds and I could push them around and boss them around and manipulate them around. And that's what irks me so much about so many of these trainers today, is that they throw that alpha word around. And I'm like, you have no clue what that means, because I truly lived among the wolves and the wolf dogs. I truly hung out with packs and saw how the hierarchy works. The alpha doesn't walk around beating other dogs up or other wolves up. Okay? There's just this respect for him or her. Okay? She or he does not need to do that. And unfortunately, Cesar Millan, I'm going to say it. He's the one that brought that alpha word to the forefront and changed the meaning of it and made it like this catchphrase that everybody uses now. I'm the alpha. Oh, shut the F up. Just shut up. You're only alpha because your dog weighs 30 pounds, okay? I got a dog with orange and black stripes. Let's see how alpha you are to him. So the alpha word, for those of us that have been doing this for a long time and around these type of animals, the alpha word is like a dirty word to us. I just don't even like to hear it anymore. And it used to be such a cool word, but now it's nasty. To me, it just means you're a bully. You're a bully to a dog that you outweigh by 4 times. There are ways to become, and I get it. There are dogs that are dominant and pushy, and there's one right now that I'm keeping my eye on that's gone viral on TikTok. His name is Simba, and the owner has allowed him to become completely dominant of the house, and it's getting to be dangerous for her. The thing is, this dog is so big, he could kill his owner. He could kill her, and it's coming close. So I'm hoping that, she doesn't fall victim to one of these alpha dog trainers who's going to try and convince her to push her dog around because he's going to snap on her. So what, in my opinion, she needs to do is become the head of her household. But in this particular situation, it's mind over muscle. She has to use her brain. She has to use her mind and manipulating the surroundings now and managing the situation to where her dog Simba starts to comply without getting physical because she's going to lose. And that's how it is with these animals we worked with. So to this day, I still apply that. I don't ever, only if it's a matter of life or death and I'm being attacked. Okay, well, I get physical with the dog, but there's no need for it. If you have a good relationship with your dog, and I mean like 50-50, right? Like any marriage, 50-50. There are ways to, again, change your environment, your management program, your situation to where you can get back some control and some peace in your household if your dog does become one of those dominant, pushy dogs. Whew, I got a little emotional there because it just, the alpha word, again, I just can't stand it anymore. Okay, well, on that note, I guess I'm going to take a breather and let everybody go. And if ever there was a time to say this, always stick with your gut and stick with your instincts because they never do you wrong. Until the next time.